Lady Lazarus by Sylvia Plath. Sylvia Plath is an American poet who lived a very short life. She was born in Boston in 1932, had a good education, and her father was a zoology professor, Otto Plath. She learned at Cambridge, and in 1957 she got married to the poet Ted Hughes. She published only one volume of poetry during her lifetime, The Colossus and Other Poems, and various attempts of suicide consummated in her early death in 1963, and her works are usually grouped under confessional poetry, although she distances herself from personal subject matter, ironically. She has written a novel titled The Bell Jar, which has certain autobiographical elements, and most of the other works are published posthumously. This poem, Lady Lazarus, is one of a group of poems that she had composed in 1962, and it was published posthumously in the collection titled Ariel in 1965. The title Lady Lazarus makes an allusion to the biblical character Lazarus, whom Jesus resurrected from death. So in this poem, the author creates a female counterpart of Lazarus, that is the Lady Lazarus, who resurrects from death. So this poem actually makes a lot of allusions that we will discuss later. It is in the form of a bitter dramatic monologue because it deals with the theme of violent death, attempts to die and conquer death. It also falls under the confessional poetry. It is also an extremist poem. The poem is in the form of a dramatic monologue because the character speaks or narrates something to us and there is no dialogue involved. It is a dramatic monologue because there is enough action, drama happening in the monologue. And it is a bitter dramatic monologue because it deals with death. Structurally, the poem is arranged in 28 stanzas of 3 lines each. So it is easy to read, but the simplicity of the structure hides the complexity of theme and literary devices involved. When the poem opens, the tone is very casual. I have done it again. So, ironically, there is a sense of achievement we can see in the words of the speaker when she says, the speaker is a she says, I have done it again. It, what is it? We'll see that in the next line. 1 year in every 10 I manage it. Again, we can see that it is mentioned. She does it once in every 10 years. So very casually she says that she does it once in every 10 years. What is it? The attempts of death. Death repeats once in every 10 years in the speaker's life. So after the first stanza, we can see that she calls herself as a sort of walking miracle. My skin bright as a Nazi lampshade, my right foot a paperweight, my face a featureless fine Jew linen. So she calls herself as a sort of walking miracle. If she is able to live, even though she dies once in every 10 years, then she is like Lazarus of the Bible, a walking miracle who is able to get back to life from death. You can also see a slight allusion to the regeneration myth. Okay? Dying and being born into a new life. Anyway, she says that she is a sort of walking miracle, and she describes how her skin feels, how her foot is, and how her face is. Okay, what is her skin like? It is so bright as a Nazi lampshade. So her skin, she uses a simile, okay, to liken her skin to a lampshade. Okay, and but the lampshade is mentioned to be a Nazi lampshade. So here we have the reference to the Nazi concentration camps of the Holocaust times, where Hitler and his Nazi followers tortured Jews in all these ways by ripping off their skin very cruelly and using that skin to make lampshades. Okay, and the next image, my right foot a paperweight. Okay, another way, the Nazi oppression of taking a person's, particularly the Jews' right foot as a paperweight. Okay, how casually a person's body, a human body, is used. And then my face a featureless fine Jew linen. Okay, you have alliteration there, face featureless fine Jew linen. So my face is reduced to cloth, a cloth worn by a Jew. So the Jew linen here also refers to two things. The mention of Jew refers to the Nazi oppression of Jews in the context. It can also point to the biblical character of Lazarus, because it is mentioned as Jew linen. So the linen here is the cloth covering the body of a dead person. Shroud, shroud, is the white cloth that you use to cover the dead body. So the Jew linen can refer to both the context of Nazi Holocaust as well as the shroud of the dead man Lazarus. So this is what she describes her body as. My skin is bright as a Nazi lampshade, my right foot is used as a paperweight, and my face is reduced to a featureless, without an identity, fine Jew linen. So easily in the second, third and fourth stanzas, she introduces the theme of death through the description of her dead body. So that is what she mentions in the first line, I have done it again. So this death does not come as a natural process. I have done it again. So now we can make the reference to the attempts of suicide that she has tried in her life. Continuing, we can see the stripping of the shroud of the cloth covering the dead person so that others can see her come back to life. When Lazarus was resurrected, the people saw the white linen of the shroud being stripped off to see the dead man come back to life and start walking like a miracle. Peel off the napkin, oh my enemy, do I terrify? So here she addresses the audience, okay, whoever has come to witness the way she comes back to life. She asks them, do I terrify when you see me coming back to life, when you rip off the shroud from me, and when I come back to life, do I terrify you? The nose, the eye pits, the full set of teeth, okay, to see all these things come back to life. Are you afraid? Don't worry, the sour breath will vanish in a day. The sour breath, why? Because she was already dead. So the dead and decayed things do not have a fresh breath. They definitely exude a smell that is really sour. So that will vanish in a day, don't worry. Soon, the flesh the grave cave ate will be at home on me, and I a smiling woman. Do not worry, because the flesh eaten by death will come back soon. The grave cave had eaten my flesh, but it will come back on me, and I will go back to the smiling woman I was before. So in this stanza we can see that image of resurrection, Okay, the nose, the eye pits, the full set of teeth, the breath, the flesh, everything coming back to life, and she becoming that old smiling woman. I am only 30, and like the cat, I have 9 times to die. So she says that I am only 30 years, and there is again an allusion to the myth that cats die 9 times. So if a human being lives for 90 years, in her case, she has 9 times to die, because once in every 10 years she will die and then come back to life. Now it's only 3 because I am only 30. I have total 9 times to die. This is number 3. What a trash to annihilate each decade. Okay, so this is the third attempt. I am only 30 years. Now look at how she equates life to trash, to rubbish, something that you throw away. What a trash to annihilate each decade. So just like we throw away the trash every week or weekend from our house, just like that, she calls life to be a trash which needs to be annihilated or destroyed every 10 years, every decade. What a million filaments! The peanut crunching crowd shoves in to see, then unwrap me hand and foot, the big striptease. So now, so many people have heard that this woman had died and she is getting resurrected. So there is a lot of people crowding who shoves in, who pushes among each other to see the woman. Unwrap me hand and foot, the stripping away of the shroud from the dead body. And she compares that to a big striptease. So this also shows the objectification of women. Okay, the big striptease. Also, the peanut crunching crowd refers to how the crowding people want to see the whole incident just like they are at a movie theater, crunching peanuts and watching a girl or woman coming back to life. And the stripping of the shroud is compared to a striptease. So a quick recap of the 10 stanzas. The first stanza began in a very casual tone, mentioning with an ironic sense of achievement that she has done it again. It, in the following stanzas, the reader understands that it refers to death, and she says that she manages to do it once in every 10 years, and she is deemed as a walking miracle, just like Lazarus, and so she is the Lady Lazarus. There is a regeneration myth involved, but then the reference to the body parts subtly refers to the Nazi cruelty, like lampshades made of human skin, right foot used as paperweight, and face as a featureless fine Jew linen, people without identity. And then she mentions the process of coming back to life, how the flesh and the nose and the eye pits and the teeth and the face will come back. And then she says that it's only number 3 because every decade I have to do it and I'm only 30 years. She equates life to a trash that needs to be annihilated every decade. And the people who come to see the resurrection are like peanut crunching people at a movie show who wants to see and enjoy the big striptease of ripping away the shroud and the lady coming back to life.